Our movie starts with Anita arriving home from her nightly run to prepare for her first day of work. She is late for class owing to car trouble and printing out her pupils' paperwork after spending the night alone. Anita is the teacher for a group of youngsters that will be enrolled in their class. She invites the youngsters to get to know each other and share some information about themselves. Each teenager introduces herself and discusses their main activity or accomplishment. It's time for one of the boys to introduce himself as Marcus. Anita is embarrassed and wants to halt the introductions, but the youngsters are inquisitive about her as well. The teacher tells them she used to do rhythmic gymnastics. We're back at home. Anita, her husband Hassie, and their 2 adult daughters spend the evening celebrating their father's birthday. Anita cleans up and hints to her husband for a cupcake, but he is too busy working, so Anita goes to bed unsatisfied. The following day goes on as usual. Anita is taking a shower in the evening when she hears the doorbell ring. She finds a magnificent bunch of red roses on her porch, along with a note from a schoolboy expressing his compassion for her. Anita keeps a careful eye on Marcus the next day, learning more about the youngsters from her colleague. A quarrel involving 2 schoolboys interrupts their conversation. The teachers separate the boys, and Anita is told to take Marcus to the principal for a talk. Instead, she brings the boy to the locker room to treat his wounds. She was injured as a youngster, and physicians had to insert 3 screws into his neck. Marcus tries to palpate one of them by placing his hand on the woman's neck. She was ready to kiss the schoolboy since she was excited. But just then, a girl enters the locker room and sits in the teacher's lounge. Anita goes on social media, discovers Marcus's profile, and searches for him. The teacher texts the boy and asks him to forget about the incident in the locker room in his photo. Marcus responds by sending a snapshot of his penis, which makes the woman laugh. An inquisitive coworker inquires as to the source of her laughing, but she ignores him, leaving him alone. Anita enters Marcus's correspondence and glances carefully at his penis. The horny and dissatisfied lady expels negative ideas in whatever manner she can. When Anita returns home, she sees that Hassie has returned from a business trip. A bouquet of white roses is on her bedside table, but it was not delivered by her spouse. He discovers the flowers at the front door and lies about the absence of a letter. Marcus and his parents arrive at school the next day to speak with the class teacher about the recent fight. Anita recognizes his acquaintance, with whom she used to practice rhythmic gymnastics. During the conversation, she informs him that he would be punished and removed from the Berlin trip list. As he removes his trainer, he brushes up against the teacher's foot, frightening her into removing it. Marcus rubs the teacher, lifting her foot a few moments later, and Anita gives her foot back, allowing herself to be massaged. His foot rises higher and higher till he touches the ground. Feeling the touch on her crotch, Anita, who is horny, interrupts her talk with the boy's parents. When the instructor gets to her car late at work, she realizes that she is being followed. Marcus climbs into the passenger seat as she rushes inside the car. Anita, who has been loveless for a long time, finds it difficult to resist the young lad. After that, the student went home, and the teacher now thinks about him every night before going to bed. Anita is oblivious to her spouse since she is enamored with Marcus and fantasizes about doing it again with him. The class instructor is continuously following the boy at school, watching him shower and spend time with his friends. Anita begins to annoy the schoolboy with her messages, but he ignores her with only sporadic responses. Anita decides to go to Marcus' house after watching one of the recordings and noticing that he is cheating on her by spending time with other schoolgirls. Cheerfully greeting the teacher, an old friend invites her into the house. Marcus's mother and their friends have started a reading club and have invited Anita to join. The schoolboy who has arrived home is irritated to see the teacher in his home. The boy goes to take a shower, and Anita follows. When she enters the restroom and forces Marcus against the wall, she finds his penis. Anita begins bugging the boy with texts again, but he refuses to communicate with her. He misses school one day because he is sick. Anita and her husband travel to meet Hassie's colleagues, but Anita is always distracted by her phone, which makes her husband and the other guests suspicious. She is concerned about Marcus because he does not respond to her texts. She flees the gathering and visits the schoolboy's house. However, he is completely healthy and has gone to practice. Anita arrives at the school, but the youngster has already left with pals to a local bar. When the teacher finds Marcus, she invites him to her car. He explains that they cannot be together because he is a schoolboy and Anita is an elderly woman. Besides, Marcus has been dating his classmate Mina for a few weeks now, and they're getting along fine without revealing anything. Anita says farewell to her pupil and returns home to her husband. She cries and drinks all weekend, despite the fact that she has never drunk before. Anita, who is depressed, recognizes she is not ready to share Marcus with anyone else. The class mistress keeps her gaze fixed on Mina in the gym class. She sees that Mina is a young and gorgeous girl, and the mature teacher is no match for her. But she isn't going down without a fight, so she enters the locker area and discovers the schoolgirl's phone. Taking the password, Anita peruses the portfolio till she comes upon an intimate photo of the girl determined to ruin Mina and Marcus. The teacher shares a naked photo of the schoolgirl on social media, then pretends to be a compassionate teacher and reassures Mina. The following day, Anita offers Marcus's mother a lift. The mother is sure that her son has met a good girl. Anita dismisses this, claiming that Mina is not as easy or as good as she appears. That afternoon, Anita goes over to Marcus's house and discovers that he has not had a fight with the girl but has brought her to his place. The instructor is enraged, so she continues to drink, putting herself into despair. Anita eventually visits Marcus's practice. The guy doesn't want to talk to the obnoxious teacher, but she requests a few minutes of his time in the car in the underground parking garage. She shows him the ultrasound scan and tells him she is pregnant. Marcus is the baby's father because Anita's husband is infertile. The boy yells in disbelief, and the instructor attempts to calm him down. Taking advantage of the circumstance, the teacher allows Marcus to feel his penis once more. Anita agrees not to tell anyone about their affair and to keep everything private. Anita selects a dress and is about to pay for her purchases when she is interrupted by an obnoxious colleague. When the teacher informs her that one of the teachers is sleeping with a boy at school, Anita realizes it is about her and rushes out of the business. She tries to contact Marcus, but the boy ignores her. Anita notices a note scribbled on the bonnet one evening as she walks home from school. She returns home from work the next morning and discovers an ultrasound scan. The woman realizes that Hassie is aware of her affair with the boy. Anita answers the door after hearing the doorbell ring and seeing Marcus' mother. She has seen all of his teacher's messages and threatens to make Anita leave the boy alone. Anita, who has fled into the woods, is ill. She is unable to return home, so she decides to remain at a hotel for a few days. When the instructor returns home, she rings the doorbell, but Hassie does not answer it. Instead, the garage door opens, revealing only Anita's bag containing her possessions. Anita, who was evicted from the residence, packs her belongings at school when the teachers discovered her affair with the schoolboy, and the principal fired the lustful subordinate. The sobbing Anita does not repent in front of her coworkers because everyone can be in her shoes and it is quite difficult. She notices Hassie's automobile and dashes out into the street, but her husband drives away with Marcus still in the car. He is the one who told everyone about their affair so that the headmistress would not penalize the schoolboy and the kid could depart to Berlin with Mina, leaving Anita alone with a box and her belongings abandoned and unloved by everyone. We hope that you enjoy your time and have a good day.